morning, everyone, and welcome, or welcome back. If I saw you for my gentle yoga class, welcome back. Otherwise, welcome to my home studio. This little hour class is going to be gentle strength. So this is a class that I teach weekly at 2Fly, and now I'll be teaching it from my home studio, at least until we're able to reconvene in person. So for those of you joining me, thank you for joining me. If I've met you in person, it's good to see you again. If I haven't, then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jen, and I am not just a yoga teacher, but I'm also a huge anatomy nerd. I'm an anatomy professor, and so my style is gentle yoga, but we kind of pair anatomy with yoga. So Eastern meets Western kind of knowledge, to help us dive a little deeper and get to know ourselves a little bit more deeply, I guess, and in more detail. So, because this is virtual and I'm not able to see you guys in person, I just want to kind of emphasize the fact that please listen to your body. If anything feels uncomfortable or painful at any point during our practice today, go ahead and come out of whatever it is and let your body tell you what position to take to feel better. Okay, so really, even more so virtually than in actual face-to-face, trust your body, and trust that I'm here to guide you, but if something isn't feeling right, you know your body better than anyone else. So trust that, and allow that inner guidance to tell you what is right for your body today. Okay, so our practice today, we'll get a little movement in, we'll build a little bit of strength, but first, let's go ahead and start off just by coming to a comfortable seat. If you have blankets or towels, please grab those. One or two is good. And if you have blocks or books, nice thick books, if you have any phone books lying around, they might come in handy today. Go ahead and grab those. And then for the bolster, because the last 20 minutes or so will be restorative, grab a bolster if you have one. If not, I have a couple sitting over here. Just grab some pillows. Okay, these are just pillows off my bed, and these work really great as a bolster. If you have a big body pillow, even better. Okay, that's also great. So, let's go ahead and come to our seats. And again, find any seat that works for you today. That could be cross-legged, it could be hero or modified hero pose like I have. Anything that feels good. Okay, so if it's comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Otherwise, just soften the gaze. Gaze down just in front of your face. And just bring your awareness to your breath here. Noticing the quality of the breath. Maybe noticing any sounds that are taking place around you wherever you are. And on your next exhale, go ahead and exhale out fully and completely, drawing navel toward the spine. And when you inhale, really allow that belly to puff out as you breathe in deeply. The chest expands, the back of the throat expands. And as you exhale, breathing out through the back of the throat, out through the chest, and releasing the belly toward the spine. So again, as you inhale, belly puffs out, lungs inflate as the chest expands, back of the throat inflates as we breathe in. And as we exhale through the back of the throat, then the chest, and then the belly. So moving into this Dirga Swasam, 3-part yogic breath. And as you breathe here, work to deepen the inhale and lengthen your exhale. So if it feels good today, I invite you to inhale for a count of 4. Pause at the top of your inhale for a count of 3. And exhale out for a count of 6. So I'll count off for a couple, and then I'll let you guys do it on your own. So inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, 3. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Inhaling, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, pause, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, exhale, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5, Om 6. Inhaling for 4. Retain for 3. Exhaling for 6. So continue at your own breath pace. We'll take a few more cycles here. Deepening that inhale, lengthening your exhale. Go ahead and complete this cycle that you're on and take one more. And when you finish up this exhale, go ahead and relax the belly. Allow the breath to return to normal. Notice how you feel. So I myself have noticed lately this hesitancy to breathe deeply. And I see that a lot in people around me, this hesitancy to breathe in, this feeling of protection and hunkering, which naturally kind of closes off our chest and protects our vital organs, yes, but it restricts our breath. So I talked about this more in my gentle yoga practice earlier today, which was all about breathing. So if you're feeling restricted, maybe try that as well. But we're going to work on opening the chest. We're going to work on relaxing the shoulders and trusting in our ability to breathe through the challenge, right? Breathe through whatever it is, because our breath is our anchor. And without the breath, we're lost at sea. So allow that to guide you through your practice today. We're going to work on opening the chest, and we're going to work on breathing deeply, making some space in our abdomen so our diaphragm can stretch down to inflate our lungs and recoil to exhale. So on your next inhale, go ahead and blink the eyes open if they're closed. Inhale the arms up and overhead, reaching through the fingertips, reaching up long. Take a deep breath in. Feel that space in the side body, space under the ribs. On an exhale, go ahead and float your right hand down to the mat next to your right thigh. Inhale, reach through the left fingertips, and as you exhale, we're going to bend to the right side. So allow your left hip to remain heavy. So really sit into that left hip. And we're allowing our left fingertips to reach not just over, but up and over. And we're breathing into our left side body. Gaze is looking down at the armpit. And we're really imagining that our left lung is all there is. So breathing deeply into that left lung, feeling the stretch on the left side body. One more deep breath in here. And out. Allow your next inhale to carry you back up to center. Raise that right arm up. Reach through the fingertips as you breathe in. As you breathe out, that left hand comes down to the mat. We anchor through that right hip. We inhale to reach up. And as you exhale, reaching over toward the left side. Again, really anchoring through that right hip. This time we're breathing into the right lung. It will probably feel different from one side to the next. Notice the different sensations. Gaze looks down toward the chest or the right armpit. Breathe into that right side body. Hyperinflate that right lung. Allow your next inhale to carry you back up to center. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. And we're going to take it once more. So as you exhale, planting that right hand, inhaling, reaching through the left fingers, and exhaling up and over to the left. Breathe into that left lung. Our left lung is a little smaller than our right, so we spend a little more time here on the left side, deepening the breath. Breathing into not just the side of the lungs, but the back of the lungs. 60% of our functional lung tissue is on the back side of the body. Breathe into the back. Allow your next inhale to carry you back up to center, reaching toward the sky with both hands. Exhaling to plant that left palm, inhaling to reach the right arm up and over, bending toward the left side. Breathing into that right lung. Breathing into the back of the ribs. Gaze looks down toward the chest or the armpit. Allow your next inhale to carry you back up to center. Inhale, reach toward the sky. Exhale, float the arms down to cactus arms, like you're trying to elbow something below you. Really draw down with the elbows. Inhale, extend the arms, reach them up overhead. Exhaling, pressing the elbows down into cactus arms once again. The shoulder blades draw together along the back side of the body. Inhaling once more, up. And as you exhale, really press down through those elbows. Allow the shoulder blades to reach together. Exhale, release the hands. Draw them together, clasping the hands behind you. If this is accessible to you, take the clasp. If you'd like, you could grasp opposite elbows behind you. And maybe even working to reverse namaste with the palms pressed together behind you. So wherever you are, breathe in, really drawing the hands down and away from the chest. You can drop the chin toward the chest. Gently rock the chin from side to side. Welcoming any snaps or pops that come along with that, as long as there's no pain associated with them, of course. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and widen the knees. So we're coming to this kind of, we're preparing to go to extended child's pose. So the knees are bent underneath of you. The knees are wide. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. Allow the feet to spread out wide to support your base. Coming into our yoga mudra here. Really draw those hands toward the ceiling. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, break the hands free. Allow them to reach towards that front edge of your mat and relax into extended child's pose. If this doesn't feel so good on the low back, you can always bring those knees together and sit back with the arms still reaching forward in your extended child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Feel free to relax the forehead on the mat, maybe rocking the forehead from side to side here. As you breathe, feel the belly pressing into the knees, the thighs. As you exhale, allow yourself to melt forward. Relax in stillness for 2 breaths. And on your next inhale, allow the inhale to lift you up, coming into all fours position, preparing for cat-cow. So first, allow the knees to widen so that they are below the hips, supporting you. Go ahead and walk the hands forward just slightly so that our hands are just in front of our shoulders. As you inhale, really press through those hands, squeeze the upper arm bones together. Your inhale is going to carry you through into cow pose. So the tailbone lifts, the chest presses forward. As you exhale, we round through the back body. The tailbone tucks under, the chin gently tucks toward the chest. Cat pose. So allow your breath to begin the movement here. As you inhale, the breath inflates the belly. We press forward into cow. And as you exhale, we draw navel towards spine, coming into cat pose. So continue at your own breath pace. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Remember to breathe. Allow the belly to guide your movement. Notice how it flows as the breath moves your body. Now, the next time you finish your cycle, the next time that you take your cat pose, go ahead and allow the body to come back to all fours. And we're going to work on that abdomen once again. Right? So on your next inhale, go ahead and inhale to lift the left leg straight back. Work to keep the hips level, and now the left toes are pointing down. Okay, on your next inhale, the right hand reaches forward like you're trying to shake someone's hand. So we're inhaling to reach, think cow position. As you exhale, we're drawing knee and elbow together, think cat position. Inhaling, reaching through to cow. Exhaling into cat. Good, let the breath guide you. Even if this is more difficult, allow the breath to fuel your movement. 2 more on this side. Lengthen, really zip up through the transverse abdominals, through the abdominal muscles here. Exhale, drawing pelvis and rib cage together. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to contract. And then relax back into your all fours position. Take 1 deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Notice how you feel. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So first we're inhaling to lengthen that right leg out long. Okay, keep the hips level, the right toes pointed down, and then we lengthen the left arm. Reaching forward. Exhale, drawing knee and elbow towards each other. Inhaling, lengthen. Really imagine that someone's pulling your arm and your leg in opposite directions. Exhale, come together. Again, follow the breath. Let the breath guide you here. Notice where the thoughts go. Notice what thoughts arise in the mind as we move here. And every time that they pull you away, bring your focus back to the breath, back to the sensations of the body. 1 more here. Lengthening and contracting. Exhale to release. Go ahead and sit back on the heels, coming to your modified hero pose. And let's go ahead and take the hands. You're going to take the middle finger and the ring finger and go ahead and pull them back towards you. Right? This is a release for the median nerve that runs right along this carpal tunnel. And it feels really nice after we spend time on our wrists to do this, to open up for that nerve again. Okay, and then you can go ahead and flip the palm so it's facing away from you. And do the same thing. Draw those fingers back towards your elbow. Keep a bend in the elbow here. Other hand. Draw those fingers towards your shoulder. Palm faces away. And then flip the palm. Keep a bend in the elbow. Pull those fingers towards your elbow. And then shake it out just a little bit here. Now, go ahead and make your way to lie flat on your mat, so belly down. Go ahead and bring the palms together, and you're going to widen your feet. So I always say legs should be as wide as your hips or wider, okay? So I have pretty wide hips, so my legs are going to be almost as wide as my yoga mat. And then go ahead and roll the big toes toward each other. So your heels are going to fall out toward the outside of your mat. Right? So what this is doing is it's bringing our pelvis into a neutral position so that as we start to work into our back bends, our spine and our pelvis can move harmoniously in this lumbosacral rhythm. Super important for especially yoga practitioners, but for anyone that has to sit and walk around on a daily basis. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring the hands to, I usually say the tops of the fingers are aligned with the armpits. Okay, but everyone's going to be a little bit different. You'll find your spot. We don't want them under the shoulders. We don't want them all the way back here by the waist. Kind of right in the middle, right towards the breast or armpit area. You can relax the forehead down. We're going to move through a little flow of baby cobra. So as you inhale, allow the pelvis to roll forward. Imagine you're coming into cow pose. And it's actually your upper back that's drawing you up. You can remove your hands and see that your lift stays the same. So we're not cranking through the hands, but allowing the back to lift us. Exhale, lower back down. Okay, so we're inhaling to lift with the upper back. Exhaling, lower back down. So continue this flow at your pace. As you lift, you're drawing the elbows toward the ribs. The shoulder blades are slipping down the back body. And it's as though you're drawing the rib cage and the hips closer together. So it's like there's a string at the bottom of the ribs and the bottom of the hips, and you're just pulling those strings together as you lift. Now the next time that you float back up, feel free to hold. Hold here, breathing. One more deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and lower back down. Okay, now from here, we're going to keep the palms where they are. Our option is to scoot them forward just a little, curl the toes under, and we're going to inhale, press up to plank or all fours. And as you exhale, hinge the hips back, coming into downward facing dog. Okay, so in our downward facing dog, our index fingers are pointed forward. Our heels are reaching toward the mat. They don't have to touch. And our thigh, the middle of our thigh, is reaching toward the wall behind us, hinging at the hips. Imagine you're trying to stand up. That's really the sensation that you'll feel in this down dog. Okay? Keeping your palms glued to the mat, imagine you're trying to clap your hands together. So really engaging through the armpit chest area. Head is relaxed, ears between the upper arms. Breathe. Now on your next inhale, go ahead and bend the knees, look toward the front edge of your mat. And as you exhale, go ahead and step the feet up to the front of the mat, folding forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Go ahead and make sure that the feet are hip width distance apart. And you can go ahead and grab opposite elbows, relaxed here in ragdoll. If this is too much on the hamstrings, rather than bending your knees, which is a little confusing for your hamstrings, instead, if you have blocks or books, go ahead and take those and bring the floor up to meet you. Okay, so rather than doing this, I'm using the floor to reduce the stretch in my hamstrings. Right, and if that's still too much, come to a wall. Okay, you can do this on a wall. Okay. One more deep breath in here. Really let the head and the neck relax forward. And on your next inhale, go ahead and inhale. Slide the palms up just above the knees, and then we'll come all the way up to extended mountain pose. Arms lifted overhead. All right, take a minute to widen the feet to hip width distance apart. Exhale, go ahead and bring the palms together at heart center. Okay, so on your next inhale, let's inhale the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, go ahead and fold forward. Pelvis comes up and over the thigh bones as we fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. The palms slide up to just above the knees. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. First sliding palms above the knees and then hinging up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, palms together at the heart. Inhale, arms up and overhead. This time as you exhale, go ahead and bring the palms together at the heart as you lift your left knee. And then go ahead and step that left leg straight back, coming into high lunge here. So go ahead and widen the feet so that they are hip width distance apart. We don't need them on a tightrope. Okay? The back heel is lifted. And as you exhale, go ahead and sink the pelvis down so we're bending into that front knee. The front knee should be tracking over the second toe. If it's not, Go ahead and stand up through that front leg and just walk the front foot out just a half a toe width. As you exhale, sit the pelvis back down. You can even draw that front knee open with the outer thigh muscles. Breathe here in your high lunge. Palms can come together at the heart, or you can inhale, lift them up and overhead. Allow the chest to open. Okay, so depending on how open your chest is, this may become a back bend. If it doesn't, that's okay too. We can be here. That's perfectly fine. But do not tuck the tailbone. Allow the tailbone to extend out as you breathe in. So the chest is pressing forward, the lower back is supporting the chest by allowing the tailbone to flare out. Reach through the fingertips. One more deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and bring the palms down, both palms to the inside of the left foot. We're going to bend the right knee, lower it down, coming into low lunge, so you can stay here, and I'll turn so you can see me. Okay, so you can stay here in your low lunge, of course using blocks to lift the floor to you, if that's easier. Or if you'd like to walk your right foot out even a little bit more and come into a lizard pose, you can do that. Okay, so walking the right foot out a little more, maybe staying here, maybe working to lower down to the forearms with or without a block. Breathing as deeply as you can in this posture with the belly somewhat swished into that thigh, but breathe in. You can uncurl the back toes if that's more comfortable. One more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, go ahead and slide the block to the side. If you have one, you're going to inhale, step straight back to plank or all fours. From here, go ahead and exhale, lower down, all the way down to your belly. Inhale up into your baby cobra. Exhale back down. Then we'll inhale back up to plank or all fours, and exhale into downward facing dog. Right? Breathe here. Believe it or not, down dog is a rest position. So allow your belly to expand as you breathe in, and relax toward the thighs as you breathe out. Now on your next inhale, go ahead and bend the knees, look toward the top edge of your mat. As you exhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands, coming once again into your forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep the arms up to above the knees, and then hinge all the way up to your extended mountain pose. Inhale, reach to the fingers. Exhale, palms come together at the heart. This time we're going to step the right foot back. Okay, so coming into high lunge on the right side. Sorry, on the left side, our right foot is back. So widen those feet to hip width distance apart. And then as you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, go ahead and sit the pelvis down, coming into this high lunge. Make sure that front knee is tracking over that second toe. You can keep the palms together at the heart or inhale them up and overhead. And again, let your pelvis do what it's naturally doing. Okay, don't try to override it with the mind. Allow your pelvis to move to support you here. Breathe into the belly and the chest. And out. Welcoming that shake, that prana, that life energy moving through you to support you and strengthen you. And as you exhale, go ahead, bring the palms down to the inside of the left foot. Lower that right knee down. Again, I'll turn to face you. You can stay here in your low lunge, using a block if you need to, or feel free to widen that left foot and come into lizard on this side. Okay, this side might be more or less open for you, just depends on the symmetry of your body. You can uncurl the back toes, and wherever you are, breathe. Breathe into the belly as much as you can. deep breath in here. On your next inhale, go ahead and press back up. You can remove the block if you have one. And from your lizard pose, keeping the hands inside the left foot, we're going to lift the back knee, step it back to plank. From here, you can go straight to downward facing dog, or come all the way down, exhale, lower all the way down, slowly. Inhale up into baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, press up to all fours or plank. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Breathe. Thigh bones reach toward the wall behind you. We're engaging our upper arms here. On your next inhale, go ahead and start to walk the hands back to your feet. And as you exhale, come into forward fold. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up, coming straight into chair pose. Okay, so we're sitting the hips back. Just imagine there's a chair behind you. Again, let the chest come forward. Let the lower back move as it wants to. Do not tuck the tailbone. Let it move. And on your next inhale, stand up into extended mountain pose. Exhale, palms together at the heart. Okay, so we're going to flow through chair a couple more times here. And we're going to move with the breath. So on your next inhale, allow the arms to reach up and overhead. Exhale, the hips come up and over. We're coming into forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, coming into your chair pose. Breathe. Imagine that the feet are glued to the mat and you're trying to draw the soles of the feet together. Okay, feel the outer edge of the glutes, the outer butt here engage. If that doesn't turn on that area, imagine drawing the knees together. You're not going to actually draw them together, but imagine drawing them together and then rooting down through the outside of your foot, the outer edge of your foot. Okay, one more deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward this time, coming into forward fold. Deep breath in and out. Relax here for a couple of breaths. And then from here, on an exhale, go ahead and widen the feet. So if you see my feet, if you can see my feet, my toes are pointed out, my heels are pointed in. And as I exhale, I'm just going to drop my hips down between my heels, coming into a yoga squat position. If you can't get all the way down, you can bring a book or a block underneath of your hips and make this more restorative. That's perfectly okay too. Okay, so wherever you are, with or without a block, you're going to bring the palms together at the heart, press the upper arms into the thighs, and at the same time, press the thighs into the upper arms. Kind of this dynamic opposition. Breathe into the belly. Tucking the chin to protect the back of the neck. And on an exhale, go ahead and sit the butt down to the mat. Release the hands and the legs. And go ahead and catch yourself kind of mid-transition. So we're in this boat pose, or modified boat pose. And I'll turn to the side so you can see that. Okay, so I've caught myself here. And from here, you can take any modification of boat pose that serves you. If this is hurting the sit bones, you can go ahead and bring the feet down and just scoot the fleshy part of your buttocks, not to the side, but to the back. So you're making a little pillow for yourself when you sit back into boat. Okay, so boat, we can be here with the feet on the ground, maybe toes on the ground. Maybe our legs are lifted, option to bring the arms behind the legs. You're still getting a workout this way, just in your arms. Or maybe we extend the arms out long. Again, let the chest reach up toward the sky. Breathe here. For a little more challenge, you can always lower yourself. Start to shake a little bit. Take a couple more breaths. I know you might be shaky, that's okay. Breathe in. And on your next exhale, go ahead and take hold of the thighs, pull yourself back up. Give your knees a nice big hug, really squeezing the knees up into the chest and the belly, giving a little massage to the abdominal organs here. And on your exhale, let go. Loosen your grasp. Now, from here, go ahead and extend the legs out long. We're going to come into a seated twist. Now, I myself have suffered from sacroiliac dysfunction for the past 6 months or so. So we're going to do this in a way that doesn't try to shear the lumbar spine off of the hips, because I personally like them intact. So what we're going to do first is we are going to inch the right leg forward. So I'm just inching it. Hopefully you can see that there. My right foot is about an inch or two past my left foot. Okay, so we've actually already started the twist at this point. We're going to be twisting to the left. Okay, so my right leg is longer. Then I'm going to take my left knee and draw it into my chest. Doesn't have to be super tight into my chest. And just look down. There should be at least a fist distance of space between the left foot and the right inner thigh. Okay, so inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, you can go ahead and wrap the right arm around the left knee. And you're going to swim the left hand behind you. It doesn't have to be right up against your sacrum. In fact, give yourself some space. Okay, let that left hand reach behind you. And we're in our twist. Okay, so as you inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. As you exhale, maybe the ribs move a little bit deeper. Allow the hips to move with your ribs. Okay, if that means that your right leg comes forward a little more, where your left hips go back, let it. That's natural, that's normal. Okay, all twists start with the hips. So we're allowing the hips to twist first, and that allows our rib cage to twist. Right, inhaling through the crown of the head. Exhaling, maybe the gaze looks over the left shoulder. Keep some brightness in that right foot. Keep the toes flexed up towards your face. One more breath in. Exhale, untwist, unravel. Relax, let that left leg go out long. Notice how your hips feel. Hopefully they feel okay. Okay, if it hurts for any reason, right here in your sacroiliac region or your hips, don't do the seated twist. You can lie on your back and do a lying down twist, okay, if that's safer for you. But I think you'll find that this way isn't nearly as damaging or as painful as just trying to fix the hips and just twist the spine. Okay, our bodies don't do so well with that. So let's take it on the other side. Go ahead and inch the left foot forward first. See, we've entered the twist, okay? My hips are already starting to turn toward the right. And then we're going to draw the right knee up. Again, make sure there's at least a fist distance between your right foot and your left inner thigh. Okay? Inhale, lengthen. Go ahead and draw that left arm around the right leg. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Notice my right hand is giving myself plenty of space, plenty of room. And as I inhale, I lengthen. As I exhale, I twist. It's okay if your hips twist more, opening more to the right. That's okay. Breathe into the belly. One more deep breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, release, unravel. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and take it into a more restorative vein. So go ahead and take a block. You can place it on the lowest setting, the lowest height, and then go ahead and take your bolster or your body pillow or your bed pillow, whatever you have, and we're just going to place it on top of the block. Okay, so we're going to lay back on this. So this is about where my spine is going to be when I lie back. Then go ahead and take your blanket. we are going to unwrap it so that it is in this configuration. And if you don't have it folded in any way, that's fine. Just make it so it's about this dimension, like a rectangle. Okay, and then we're going to fold it up, or roll it up, I should say. So you're taking the longest edge, and you're just going to roll it up, making this nice, tight little snake of a blanket. Nice and tight. Okay, and you're going to place this right here for now. Now, if you want your upper body to be elevated more when you're lying down, you certainly can lift this block up to a higher setting. Okay, that's another option. Okay, then we're going to take our blanket. I'm sitting right in front of my bolster. We're going to take our blanket, we're going to bring our feet into cobbler's pose, so soles of the feet together, knees out wide, and you're going to wrap the blanket around your feet so that the tail ends are kind of supporting your ankles here. Okay, hope you guys can see that. So it's the long part of the blanket above my feet, and then the tail ends of the blanket are wrapped around behind my heels and ankles. And then I'm going to make sure that my sacrum, my lower pelvis, is right up against the bolster, and I'm going to use my hands to help lower me down. Okay. From here, you can bring the hands open, out wide, palms face up, if that's comfortable. If you'd rather bring them to the inner thighs, you can. I personally feel like that's working against gravity for me, so I like them open wide here. And if you have extra books or extra blocks laying around, you can even bring a block or a book underneath the palm, underneath the backside of the palm, and that can feel really nice too on the arms. Okay? So when you have yourself set up, if you want to cover yourself up with a blanket, you can do that. Get nice and snuggly. If you have like an eye pillow or even like a towel or a washcloth, you can put it over your eyes or just close your eyes. And allow your awareness to come to your breath. You can bring your hands to your ribs briefly and just feel how they are completely open, kind of flaring out to the sides. And as you breathe in, you can imagine your diaphragm getting pulled down into that space that you've made in your abdomen to fully inflate the lungs. And as you exhale, the diaphragm gently recoils back up toward the heart to expel the air, to let it go. Okay, so once you have yourself set up, go ahead and resist any urge to fidget or adjust. And just let yourself be, resting here in stillness. Allow the body to breathe itself into relaxation. you're comfortable in this position and you'd like to stay for Savasana, please do. Otherwise, if you'd like to move into a more traditional Savasana, begin by bringing the palms to the ribs. Go ahead and bring the knees together so they're bent and the soles of the feet are on the floor. And then just gently roll to one side, rolling off of the bolster. And then keeping the head and the neck relaxed, gently press yourself up to a seat so you can arrange yourself in Savasana. Okay, so take any variation in Savasana that you'd like. If you'd like for a little relief in the low back, maybe you take Stonehenge with the bolster or the pillow propped up on your blocks and the legs here resting on the blocks. This is one of my personal favorites. This is a good one. Or if you want to relax, just lying on the back, maybe a pillow under the backs of the knees, maybe covered up by a blanket. If I were there, I would cover you up. I wish I could. But otherwise, just go ahead and find your way to your Savasana. And when you arrive, once again, relax. Resist the urge to fidget. And allow the breath to breathe you into stillness as we absorb the nutrients of our practice. to bring your awareness back to your breath. Wherever you are, gently bring the palms of the hands to your rib cage. And then go ahead and bring the palms together, rub them together, make a little heat, a little warmth. And then place the palms back on your rib cage, feeling the warmth from your hands. If you are still lying on your bolster with the soles of your feet together, you can go ahead and draw the knees together. No matter where you are, on your back or on your bolster, gently start to wiggle fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, slowly, taking your time, roll over onto the right side in the fetal position, being mindful of props. And just rest here for a couple of breaths, noticing how you feel. And then when you're ready, using the hands, allowing the head and the neck to remain relaxed, using the hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed or allowing them to close when you arrive. And then go ahead and inhale the palms together at the heart. Notice the feeling, the space in the chest, in the belly, in the pelvis. I want to thank all of you for allowing me to guide you in your practice this morning. And take this awareness of the breath, take it with you. Use it off the mat. Don't be afraid to breathe. Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to act. So in closing with gratitude, the resilience in me recognizes and honors the resilience in each of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you soon. I'm planning a restorative for tomorrow, Thursday at 7 p.m. So if that interests you, come stop by. All these videos will be archived on my Facebook page, so if you didn't get to join me live today, feel free to stop by whenever you have a moment and just breathe and flow with me.